Believe it or not, I think we got a pretty good list of games coming out this week. Hello and welcome to this week's Games My Series, where every week I make a list of the games that are coming out in that week. This week we are living through April 27th through May 3rd. Let's get it. Our first release date this week is April 28th. Anime games, baby. Sakura Wars is leaving Asia and coming to the rest of the world on April 28th. This is an anime game with a steampunk twist. Anime, RPG stuff, steampunk, mech suits with samurai swords. I don't know if I need to go on. I don't know if I can, but those are enough cool things to make me interested in a video game. In the simulation world, you've no doubt heard of Spintire's MudRunner. Well, it is time to spin those tires in another version of water-laden material. It is time for SnowRunner. It is essentially the same thing as MudRunner. You will play as a truck driver driving off-road vehicles across landscapes, doing contracts, and presumably unlocking new maps and new trucks. So, it's time to kick them tires and light the fires. It's trucking time. Also, we'll be seeing the console release of a game called The Inner Friend. This is a surreal and quite spooky looking adventure game where you play as a character trying to piece back together their inner child through repressed traumas. Luckily, throughout this quarantine, I've only been eating junk food and playing video games, so right now, my inner child is quite pleased. We will also be getting the console release of a game called We will also be getting a console release for a game called Telling Lies. I can best describe this as a sort of interactive film where you will be watching characters give monologues and things through kind of a selfie camera type orientation, and you will be using clues to uncover their lies, presumably culminating in some sort of mega super boss lie. Looks like I forgot some things in my original recording of the video. We'll also be receiving the release of Gears Tactics on April 28th. This is an XCOM-esque Gears of War game where you do the strategy turn-based combat as your favorite Gears characters. So if you love that XCOM strategy, or if you just love Gears of War without all the action, this is one for you. I also forgot to mention Moving Out, which is a game that's coming out on April 28th. It is an adorable looking moving simulator. You essentially think Overcooked, but with wacky furniture instead of speedy recipes. We've also got one thing coming on April 29th. Coming to all consoles and PC near you is a kind of roguelike RPG called Dreadnautical. You play as a low-poly character on a cruise ship that is overrun by Lovecraftian villains, where you will pick up other characters, recruit people, and do turn-based RPG-style combat and mechanics, but with that roguelike twist that it seems like if you get tentacled too hard, you can wake up and start all over again. And our final batch of releases is going to be coming on April 30th. First up is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Campaign Remastered. This is the release of the re-release on Xbox and PC of the campaign of Modern Warfare 2. The PS4 exclusivity deal meant that they got it a while back, so now if you've been waiting for 11 years to play the Modern Warfare 2 campaign on your Xbox One or PC, the wait is over, my friend. We will also be seeing the 1.0 release of a game called Levelhead. It's been in early access for a while on Steam. This is a platformer level creator game in the style kind of Mario Maker, except in the trailer I see evidence of there being possibly even 4-player co-op in these platformer levels. So all I got to say to that mustachioed plumber is eat your heart out, Mario. And finally is the release of Streets of Rage 4. The Streets of Rage series has been dormant for 26 years, but the 4th installment is going to be coming out on April 30th. You'll be playing as familiar characters in that beat-em-up style on streets just brimming with rage, ready for you to just whip up on them bad boys. Because after all, what are streets good for anyway? So that does it for all our releases. We have now reached the point of the video where I give you recommendations on what I think you should be purchasing this week if you're in the market for new games. First on that list is SnowRunner. If you go deep enough on this YouTube channel, you can find several videos of me playing Spintire's MudRunner. I don't know if those videos are good. I don't know if I did a good job playing it, but I know I had a good time, and I really like the idea of driving off-road vehicles through muddy terrain. So I will be picking this game up. I will likely be streaming it. So if you don't buy it, you can tune into a stream. But I'm just excited about it. Secondly, Sakura Wars. I looked up some gameplay. It looks like you essentially play as different classes, kind of an RPG, but inside a mech suit, maybe? I don't know if you're always inside a mech suit. I didn't watch a very long video, but the mech suit gameplay looked pretty fun. I saw a giant mech suit with a giant metal spell book that the girl was reading spells out of. Just looks like a good time. You guys know I'm not the biggest anime fan, but I can get behind people inside of robots hurting things. Love that. And then finally, Streets of Rage 4. I've never been huge into beat 'em ups. I think my favorite beat 'em up ever, technically, was the Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith Nintendo DS game. It seems like a beat 'em up to me as I think about it in my memory. But it's just a series that's been dead for not dead, obviously, but for 26 years it's been gone. They're going to make a fourth one. It just looks like, if you're not going to play it, it looks like a story to keep track of. It looks like a cool thing. So if you haven't played a good beat 'em up in a while, hopefully there's like online co-op that you can jump in together with friends and do some beat 'em up stuff. There's not a whole lot better than jumping in that kind of game with co-op, whether it be couch or online. So that would be my third recommendation. Try out Streets of Rage 4. Quick rundown of what I've been doing this week. The internet has been messed up, so I've not been able to stream. So Final Fantasy VII was put on hold in favor of Days Gone and Just Cause 4. I've been kind of trading those back and forth, as well as Animal Crossing. Days Gone, saw War streaming it, and I decided I had to play it again, so I've been playing that. Probably sunk a good 12-15 hours into that, as well as Just Cause 4 was free on Epic Games, and I wanted to give that a shot. So don't sleep on Just Cause 4. It's not a great story. The character models, the character models don't look that great, but it is a brimming open world full of things to shoot and destroy, and you get to start doing that immediately when you boot up the game. So it has my recommendation. Especially, you should play it if you got it free on Epic Games. And that about does it. There is a link to our Discord server in the description below. There is a link to my Twitter in the description below, and there is a link to the Twitch channel in the description below if you need more of me in your life. Heads up, in the future on Monday, I promised this last week, I'm more confident about it this week that the internet here is working. We should be able to be live streaming Curse of Strahd, played by the Dungeon Boys, on Monday night, which is the night this video comes out. So if you catch this video early, you might get to also watch Dungeons and Dragons live with the Dungeon Boys. But that does it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the people who support this little baby series, and I hope we can grow it and make it into something that's useful for people. Let me know things that you would like changed, things that you hate, and things that you like if you feel like it, as well as let me know what you're playing, let me know what you're buying, so I can know anything about your gaming habits and what I should be covering more or what I should be making jokes about less. But I will see you all next week in the next video. Please remember, play more video games, and I love you very, very much. I forgot to record something to go at the end of the video, so here it is.